to be compensated for that piece. He's asking to be compensated for the pieces that are on the west side.
Right, and so now let's move the discussion to the west side of Shamuckla Highway, and then you take over that.
Well, these are actually 3 pieces of property that were purchased in '04, January of '04, and then we have one that was purchased in January of '05, and one that was purchased in August of '05, and Mr. Downey believes that the properties that are being cut in half,
right,
by the new road
for the continuation of Berry Hill.
Yes, that there's going to be an extra damage to those properties. He's not going to be able to do what he could have done with them had the road not gone through.
No.
The county initially paid $640,000 for the 2. It's actually 2 properties, right next to each other, plus $135,000 in damages. And the owner says that that's not enough.
Right. So he requested mediation.
Right. He says the properties were worth $679,000, and the damages were $750,000.
Right. So there's quite a difference.
Right. So the county has offered him $600,000
to settle right now.
And in return, he would also give the county a little piece of property that they need to complete the roadway.
They would assist in it.
And there was some disagreement at the county commission meeting over whether they should just go ahead and go to court with Mr. Downey and see what a jury thinks, or whether they should just give him the $600,000.
Well, the difference is $600,000 and call it a day and pick up that other small piece of property.
Right.
Or potentially a jury could come back with
over $1 million.
In excess of $1 million.
Right. Or the jury could give him nothing. And the county would have to pay about $135,000.
Right.
So the $600,000 falls about halfway between potentially the worst case and the best case, and that's where they came up with that number. But some of the commissioners disagreed on whether they should go ahead and just take that to court, or whether, just pay him and be done with it.
If it was a single, if that was all we were talking about in the big scheme of things here, I could understand. But I'm going to be quite honest with you. After looking at all of these pieces of property, there is going to be huge, distinct advantages for Mr. Downey. He's picking up road frontage on some other properties that he owns. He's going to have a brand new road on the north side of one piece of property. With the realignment, it is going to make a corner piece that he bought a very hot commodity, because it's going to have a road going right over the top of it. It'll actually have a road on all 3 sides of that triangle. There's huge, huge things that are coming in his favor for his investments.
But even if the road overall benefits one particular owner, the jury can only look at the 2 specific properties in question, and basically they were cut in half by the road, and decide whether the northernmost part of that segment was harmed.
Well, and I understand that. I would hope. This is my thoughts on the matter. I hope that Mr. Downey would think for a few moments and sit down with the county one more time. And actually, I did point these things out to the county attorney outside the county commission meeting of all the advantages that he's picking up here. And I was kind of assured that would be put into the discussion.
They're only going to look at the specific property
in court. I understand that, but the whole picture before it goes to court.
Other properties don't matter.
Yeah, but before it goes to court, that can be part of the discussion. Hey, think about the advantage you got here. Think about the advantage you got here.
Well, we don't know, as of this broadcast, we don't know how far this is going to go or at all. This may be settled tomorrow.
Right.
By the time the show's aired, it may have been settled. I mean, we just don't know. We did call Mr. Downey earlier today, and he hasn't had a chance to call us back yet. So we still hope to get in touch with him to get a comment on this.
I would hope that he would look at the overall picture here. There's a lot of money here for him to be made, and doggone it, $700,000 worth of damage seems to be an awful high. It's pushing it. And to be quite honest with you, I've looked at it and I've thought about it, and I am of the opinion that you sit down with him one more time, and you look at the whole thing here, and if he is still not intent on coming off of what he wants, I say go to court and let's argue it out. You know, I just
see what a jury has to say.
Yeah, you know. Surely we will have an attorney on our side that will say, look at the advantages to the community for running this road, the safety issues, there's huge benefits to all of this. And although I am certainly not a fan of eminent domain, this is not your typical eminent domain where they just take something from somebody. He did get paid.
Who's had it for years and years,
Right.
and it's been in their family. I mean, it's not that situation.
He did get paid. And we are trying to improve a safety issue there at that intersection, and he's still left with vast numbers of commercial lots that I think will bring him a great deal of money. And I just hope cooler heads will prevail, and that he would see fit to give us a little slack here. But if not, I certainly encourage the Board of County Commissioners to go to court and let's see who wins.
Or maybe he could sell those properties to the state of Florida to prevent encroachment around Whiting Freeman. It's not that far away.
Well, you know, we could just start expanding the circle. You know,
Right, expand the circle.
we go to the second tier there. You know, so, well, ladies and gentlemen, hey, that's a lot of information that we had to cover there. Take advantage of the resources that are there in front of you. Get on the computer, spend a little time. It's actually very interesting with the aerial maps and
You can click property by property and get the information on a map.
you can look at every single property in Santa Rosa County. You can see what it's sold for, who owns it, how many times it's been sold, aerial map, if the taxes are paid on it. You know, it's just a tremendous amount of information there, and I hope you'll take advantage of it. We hope you've enjoyed the show. This is kind of one of those heavy information kind of a thing there. We hope you learned something from it. We hope that it has updated you on what's going on in your county, and we'll sign off Santa Rosa Week. We'll see you back next Saturday from 4:30 until 5 on Channel 27 Mediacom. I'm Jerry Kuitt.
I'm Deborah Nelson. Good night.